Hello YouTube, and welcome to another episode of Thompson Guys Tries. But this segment, I'm going to be talking about something that it's been bugging me for a while. This whole Dana White and GSP dispute. Now, when GSP left 3 years ago after his fight with Johnny Hendricks, he had gotten the worst of that fight, but he did win that fight, and what followed was that he wanted to take a break. Now Dana White didn't really like that idea, so he went on multiple interviews saying that he's retired and everything. And then I went to see what GSP's camp was talking about, why they wanted to take a break. And GSP he trains an insane amount to defend his title, and these are 5-round wars, and most of his fights have gone 5 rounds. And he has made a lot of money for the UFC. He's made a lot of money himself, and since that time, there's a lot of things that have changed since he's left. The UFC made a deal with Reebok where all the other fighters could not get endorsements from other brand names for smaller companies that are trying to branch out in the sport, who are the MMA products of the sport, and basically kind of screw the other fighters out of making some money on the side. And to be honest, I'm not the hugest Dana White fan in the world. I really think this guy is a piece of shit. He talks I've been watching fighters for 19 years. I know the mentality of fighters. You know the mentality. Yeah, you might know it, but you don't understand it. There's a difference between knowing and understanding. Now, you might think you know everything about a fight, what a fighter has to do to prepare, but you're not actually in there doing the training, the dieting. I can't imagine a fighter of GSP's caliber, when he was fighting those championship rounds, what his body would have to go through. And not to mention, he had a bad I can't remember if it was a LCL or ACL or tear, and he got that repaired just so he can come back. Now that shows if a guy like that is willing to go under the knife and get the surgery done to fight, and he's saying, I want to come back and fight, I gotta believe him. I'm sorry. And he's saying no, he won't fight. You don't know nothing about that. And he wants to come back, and there's this contract dispute going on with the UFC. I think they're saying that GSP's camp saying that they're in breach of contract. So if they're in breach of contract, he's basically there's interviews out there where that goes into further detail. I'm only going off what I've heard in several interviews, that they're in breach of contract. So either make me a new contract or I'm going to be a free agent. And I think that'd be pretty huge. The other MMA organization, Bellator, they're just as legitimate sport or organization as UFC. And I really think that if the UFC is not willing to negotiate a new contract with GSP, then Bellator, come on, man, snatch him up. He's made great money for the UFC with pay-per-views, selling out arenas. And I don't know, the moment I knew that Dana White was a huge dick, is when after the Hendricks fight, that he was actually mad that GSP had won, and he went on things on the stage there and said, I don't know how these judges scored this fight, it's about damage. And no, it's not. Yeah, GSP got the Johnny Hendricks, no disrespect to him, he fought his ass off in that fight. Both fighters did. But coming from the judge's point of view, that Yes, GSP got more takedowns. He landed more shots. They weren't as hard as Hendricks' shots. And yeah, it looks like he took like the wrong end of that. That's go to saying like the Henderson and Bisping fight. If you look at both competitors at the end of the fight, it looks like Henderson should be the champion. I agree with some things that if you got your ass kicked in there and it's a loss, but they have to go by judging, which I'm not going to get into because that's a whole different discussion. But this whole thing where Dana White thinks he knows everything about what a fighter should do, how they should fight and everything, that's bullshit. I'm sorry, like Dana White, you're an asshole. Yes, he might be president. Yes, he probably made a lot of money off these guys. And you know what? I've seen pictures of you before when you just started in this business. You were a little bitch. Now that you got a little money in your pocket and you got really successful, like building your wallet off the blood and sweat of all these guys, and they're the ones that are in there doing the fight, and you're out there commentating, promoting, and that's part of your job. But that gives you no right to judge how these guys carry themselves. I'm not saying that all these guys are perfect. Some of them make mistakes, but that gives you no right to like call them down or say that they're idiots or anything like that. The only reason they don't talk shit about you is because you're the boss. Now, I don't work for you, so I can say whatever the hell I want. But you know what? I'm just a little small guy here with a small channel, and this is just my opinion, so I'm gonna end it off like that before we go on to another rant. Once again, this has been an episode of Thompson Guy Tries, and I'm talking about the Dana White and GSP contract dispute. I'm gonna have to leave off one more thing. Like GSP has been like a huge champion, big money for the UFC, and if he says he's gonna fight, like let him fight. If not, let him go. You already have Conor McGregor and your other golden tickets there, your golden gooses. But I'm not gonna stand here and well, I guess I can't stand here, but but I'm just gonna say this. If Dana White really wants to really believes that whatever he says comes out of his mouth is gonna be freaking gold, let him go. Let him go fight somewhere else. If he doesn't want to fight for you because you guys can't honor a simple contract breach or whatever, then let him go. Let the guy go. If he wants to fight, I believe he wants to fight. Now he can get a proper deal or new contract with you. Then I understand the reason why he wants to go somewhere else. Okay, I don't want to fight for you because you have not honored your part of the agreement or whatever the dispute is. Let him go. Alright, I'm gonna end it off with that. So once again, this has been an episode of Thompson Guys Try, and yeah, we're talking about the Dana White and GSP UFC contract. But anyways, I'll leave it with there. You have a good day, everyone. Bye.